Today we're in Loveland, Colorado for the Overland Expo Mountain West, and I'm going to be showing you the top 5 Toyotas. New this year, we have the Grip Royale Yota Force Trophy, and I cannot wait to show you who's going to win first place this year. All right guys, here we are with Johnny and his 1974 Toyota Land Cruiser. Johnny, you made it to the top 5. How's it going, man?
Good. How are you doing today?
Dude, I am stoked to talk about this rig. This is the first time I ever see this model. I want to know everything about it. Let's start from the front and make our way all the way to the back.
All right. Like Mateo said, this is a 1974 Toyota Land Cruiser. Up front, we have a front bumper from Bump It Off-Road. It's completely custom to the truck. We have a Warren 8274 on the front. Going back and into the engine bay, we have a turbocharged 1FZ FE out of a 105 series. Got our hands on it, threw one of our turbocharger kits on it because we make a turbocharger kit for the US spec 1FZ FE. And so it pretty much bolted right on with a few modifications, but works out really well. So this one came to us, the client brought it in, the body work was already done on it, and the paint had been done. So it was actually in really great shape to start. From there, we took it off its existing frame, and we actually tossed it on a 1994 80 series frame. This guy is bulletproof. It's on coil springs. It has wider, stronger axles than it would have had from the factory. Just all around a really comfortable truck that's very capable with a ton of modern power.
Dude, and when it comes to the engine, you said you had to source this engine that did not come with the American model. How hard was it to locate this engine, and where did you guys bring it from?
It really wasn't that bad, and actually the client brought it to us.
Okay.
He brought us the truck, he brought us the engine and said, hey, this is what I want. I want an FJ55 on an 80 frame, and I want modern power, so let's put one of your turbocharger kits on it. Because he wanted to keep it semi-original Toyota-esque, right? So originally an FJ55 would have come with a 1F engine, and we have a 1FZ. So it's almost like it still has a similar powertrain in it.
It's for sure a Frankenstein. It's got parts from all over the place.
It is Frankenstein, but it throws back to the original heritage. The original motor was an inline 6 gasoline engine, and it still has an inline 6 gasoline engine. It's just making a lot more power.
Dude,
you know.
I love it. Let's dive deeper into the engine. What were some of the hurdles that you guys had to deal with in order to make it all fit?
Well, this motor is a lot larger than the factory engine, so it definitely took some shoehorning. We had to create custom motor mounts, a custom cooling system. Essentially nothing left in the engine bay was here when we started, right? It was a complete...
That's crazy.
We gutted the entire thing and started over. And so far, everything is laid out really nice. Everything has a home, you know.
It looks like it came out of the factory like this. Like, guys, the wiring work that these guys are doing is just insane. Everything fits exactly where you would think it was supposed to fit. If you didn't tell me any of this stuff, like, I would be like, dude, this came straight out of the factory. It's crazy, such clean work.
Yeah, that's really one of our goals at Cruisers & Company, is making it look like it's supposed to be there. Reusing Toyota parts, reusing what we can. So like the radiator is technically from a 70 series Land Cruiser. The air filter is out of a 200 series Land Cruiser. Trying to keep Toyota product in a Toyota where we can, you know.
Keeping it authentic, man.
Keeping it authentic, keeping it with parts that can be found and still sourced. You know, it's really the main goal of the whole thing, is making it feasible to actually drive and use, and, you know, making a fun vehicle.
Dude, Johnny, that says a lot, man.
Yeah.
Let's talk about this turbo and how it just goes straight into the intake. How gnarly is that, fellas?
Yeah, so on our turbocharger kits, we originally set it up for the 80 series to semi-mimic the TRD supercharger that was available for them. And so on this one, we wanted to intercool it, and we haven't had the opportunity yet. And because of the space constraints from the very tiny engine bay, we're actually going to be adding methanol injection, so we can keep our air intake temps low but run even higher boosts. So right now we're around 10 PSI on this one, but I wouldn't be surprised if we max out at 14 or maybe even more than that. And at that point, we should be making around 400 horsepower, 600 foot-pounds at the crank. So when people add methanol, usually it's a methanol water mixture. And what it does is it evaporates in the intake stream and cools your charge air, because your turbocharger is doing work on the air. And when you do any work, you increase the temperature of the air. And so your ambient air temperature might be 70 degrees, it might be 200 degrees coming out of the turbo, and you need one to cool that down before it goes into the engine. And so by squirting in some methanol and some water, you can take some entropy out of the system and bring those temperatures down very rapidly. And that's the same thing that an intercooler does. It's just with the space constraints, we just don't have room for an actual intercooler on this truck.
Dude, that's gnarly, but they're making it work. And that just blew my mind, dude. I just learned something new. That's insane.
So the internals on this engine, when we got it, we tore it all the way down. We replaced the connecting rods and the pistons with some forged units from spool imports. So the rotating mass is a little bit lighter. It revs a little bit faster. We put it all back together with a Cometic MLS gasket, ARP head studs. And then one of the other things that we did was we converted this from a wasted spark ignition system to a full coil on plug system. So very modern ignition system on this one. It's fully controlled by an ECU Masters EMU Black standalone engine computer. It's also running larger injectors than it would have had from the factory. We bumped from 310 cc's to 800 cc's. It's a really modern engine now that we've done all the work that we've done to it, and it's just a pleasure to drive.
Dude, talking about modern, I love what you guys did with the dash. Like,
Yeah.
Let's talk about that.
Yeah, so the dash in this thing, it's running a Haltech UC10. We took the factory bezel that would have had two 4-inch circular gauges. We 3D scanned it and then created a custom 3D printed mold that mimics the whole edges. So like if you were to lay the factory dash next to this one, the contours and everything are the same. It bolts up like a factory unit and just gives you all the data that you can want at your fingertips when you're driving without having A-pillar gauges, without having an extra screen. We wanted to make it modern, but keep, you know, the dash that was there in a way.
Dude, it looks so clean. And it gives it that modern vibe, but at the same time, you're driving a classic, right? Like,
Right.
so sick.
Right.
Dude, you kind of brushed up on suspension. Let's dive a little deeper. What are you rocking for suspension, wheels, and tires?
Yeah, so on this cruiser, like I said, it's on a 94 FZJ80 frame. So you have coil suspension. With that, we went with Dobinson MRRs, so they're 3-way adjustable. We can adjust slow speed compression, fast speed compression, and then also the rebound. The axles are 80 series axles with a set of 456 gears and Eaton E-lockers. Inside, the axles are RCVs, so we're never gonna break this setup. It's incredibly strong, even with all the extra power that we're putting down. I mean, it's just absolutely built to the hilt. For brakes, we're running a set of 17-inch power brake.
Dude, I'm a huge fan of power brakes.
Oh, they're gorgeous.
These guys
and they
are
stop so well.
so
This
nice.
thing, we can lock up all of the 37-inch tire, all 4 37s. We can lock up on a dime
They
if we
bite
want
so
to.
nice.
They bite super well. Stop awesome. Then the wheels are a set of Icon. I believe they're the Icon Rebound Pros, so they're an internally bead-locked wheel. So all the bolts that you see are actually through bolts that have a clean shoulder on the inside with no thread that hold the inner bead of the tire in place.
What's
So
the offset on these?
it's a -25. I'd have to go back and look.
Gives it a
but-
really nice stance, man. Like, you
Yeah.
guys nailed that.
Yeah,
Looks really
and the
nice.
axles are a little bit wider than factory. They're about 6 inches wider than what would have been under there originally. So I think the way that the stance came out pretty nice.
Really, really good. Did you guys build these sliders?
On the armor, so just like the front bumper, our friends at Bump It Off-Road 3D scanned and created all the bumpers and armor for this thing. They did a fantastic job. They really matched the lines of the pig, and it just overall turned out super beautiful.
What do you have in there? Does that stock? Like, did that come like that?
Yeah, so let's take a look inside. So you have the Haltech UC10. We also are running most of the vehicle electrical systems off of a Switch Pro. They're RCR12, so tons of circuitry available. We've hooked up a lot of stuff to it. We have front lights, we have the lockers hooked up to it. The rear window on the 55 goes up and down, so that's plumbed into the Switch Pro also. There would have been a factory switch, but we just decided to add it in there.
Wait, rear window, like,
Yeah, it's just like a 4Runner.
you get out of here. They
Yes.
did that back in '74?
Yeah, they did
No
that. Yeah, the
way.
FJ55 was the first Toyota, to my knowledge, that had a roll-up, roll-down back window. Yeah, and so that's how
so
you have to
sick.
drop the window to access the tailgate. So it's great. With the Switch Pro, you can open up the app on your phone, you can walk over from the campfire and start rolling down your window to get access to your fridge and your beer.
Dude.
And then as you're walking back to the campfire, you can roll it back up, right?
Yeah.
Without ever having to get in the cab. You don't have to bust out your keys to use the key switch. It's a pretty slick setup.
That's sick, dude. You got Shieldman seats. I know these are super comfy.
Yep, we got the Shieldman. They're the Climas, so they're ventilated also, along with heated.
Oh, nice. I
yeah.
didn't know they did that.
Yeah, that's a newer feature that they have. And so being that this FJ55 at the moment doesn't have AC, which we are adding soon, it does help keep the driver cool and comfortable for longer road trips, you know. Still looking in the interior, you'll notice that we have 4 shifters in here. And so going left to right, we have a Northwest Fabrics black box. then the factory H55F 5-speed manual shifter, and then you have a high neutral low shifter for the split case, and then a 2 and 4-wheel drive shifter. And so you have 2 high lows in this truck, which means it has a doubling transfer case, kind of like a Marlin crawler box, but it's from Northwest Fab Works. They're out of British Columbia, Canada. So the final crawl ratio between the first gear and the H55, the black box, the split case, and the 456s is 186 to 1. So you can get out and you can walk besides it, and it will just continue to crawl whatever obstacle you point it at. You could point it at a wall and it would try to crawl it without stalling or doing anything. It just continue to turn. Just like, you know, you've seen, like anybody that's in the off-road world, you've probably seen Marlon get out and walk next to his red truck.
Dude.
You could do the same thing with this.
Guys, so basically to summarize it with what Johnny just said, between the chassis that he installed, the engine, and that whole setup, dude, this thing is like a Superman.
Yeah, it does a bit of everything. You can crawl with it. You can, you can go to the mall in it.
The owner of this thing can do it all. That's crazy.
You can go cruise across the country. You can wheel gnarly trails, and then you can drive it home in comfort in your AC and your ventilated seats from Shieldman.
Dude, that's sick, man. Before I let you go, let's geek out a little bit in the back here.
Yeah.
I'm loving the bumper. I love how low profile it is. It's there. You can see it, but it's not too obnoxious, and I love that.
Yep.
He's got the fridge here in the back. Dude.
Yeah, so we'll eventually do a full drawer system build out on this. We got the fridge tossed in at the last second for the show. You know, got some nice cold beverages in there. And
dude,
yeah,
I love everything about this rig.
Thank you.
Like the taillights, you guys, the headlight, the body lines, what you guys did to it. Johnny, you guys absolutely killed it, man. Congrats.
You, man. Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
All right, guys, up next, we're here with Ben from Descent.
How's it going? Good to see you.
You made it to the top 5, man.
Awesome,
this thing
man.
is
Excited.
awesome. You're sort of leading the way right now with the rear bumper, and I cannot wait to show you guys on the all-new 4Runner.
Yeah, we're excited to show you as well. We built this in, about a week and a half. We didn't really intend on buying one and building one. It just kind of happened.
Dude, and you did it so fast and so good.
Thank you.
Let's start from the
front.
front
Let's start in
and
the front
make our
here.
way to the back.
So yeah, most people that know our stuff know we're typically, we do some more wild, high clearance stuff. We know this low pro is super popular. People love it. It keeps the OEM look, gives you some protection, lets you get lights, winch. So we decided to go ahead and build one, but add features that you typically don't see in most of these low pro bumpers. So when we get down here, you'll see we've recessed the recovery points. Because it's so low, so tucked in, that gives us a nice clean transition, get up over rocks. We've also got these pockets here for high lift jack points or jack points, which is pretty cool. We've got these slots here, which allow you to actually view your winch drum, so it's not totally hidden. We've also recessed the shackle. So this steps back, that way this is tucked in there, almost flush with the front of the bumper instead of sticking out here in the face. We've got our Baja Designs pockets. This will fit a rigid light as well. The other thing we wanted to do back here is, if we look under the grill, so these grills are known for being pretty wobbly, and because a lot of aftermarket bumpers, they remove the grill supports and don't put anything in its place. So we decided to build an extra bracket. This will be included with the bumpers. So while we did that bracket, we decided why not make some mounts for lights. So we've got some Baja Squadrons. Baja makes a light kit for these 4Runners as well. It was just easier for us to incorporate it into our bumper and our grill support. What this also allows is we have winch access to our drum for our clutch to go into free spool. But also just about any winch, any 8 to 12,000 pound winch will fit in here out of the box, no modifications necessary because we've replaced that grill support. So pretty excited about this setup. We wanted to pack in some features, make it look a little more aggressive, but also follow those lines super nicely.
Dude, Ben, it's incredible to see with the little bit of space that you had, how Ben was able to work with his team to make it all work. There's a full-on winch in here, and
yeah,
it's tight.
It is. Yeah, it's tricky. Honestly, this is a very boxy square. You look at it, think that's a simple bumper. Those are honestly the hardest for us because we don't do simple typically.
Yeah.
So we really wanted to get some style, get some shape in a real boxy corner, and I'm pretty stoked with how the team pulled it off.
You guys killed it. I think it's so clean and looks great. What do you have for headlights?
Headlights, we got the Alpha RX from Yota Force, so super stoked on those. We got the triple projectors, we got the halo, we got them all wired, super easy install.
The DRL sequence is so nice.
It's cool, yeah. The guys at the shop dug that. You got the different ones when you hit the key. And again, super easy modification when we're doing the bumper. All this is off. It took us, what, maybe 10 more minutes to put the headlights in, so pretty cool.
Dude, what are you rocking for wheels, tires, and suspension?
Yes, so wheels, tires, suspension. So we got an Icon Alloy Recon Pros. This is an 18x9. The Pros have their interlock, so these bolts go in, they pinch the bead, hold that tire on. This is a 285, 75, 18, so 35, 11.5 Nitto Recon grappler. For suspension, we got the prototype Icon CDXS. So this has their dual valves here for high speed, low speed compression adjustment. Their billet uppers. That's about it on the front, really.
What's the offset on these wheels?
These are a plus 40. So yeah, that's a good thing to talk
really
about. Tucks in. The fenders are clearance from the factory, so if you, it's hard to tell, but if you look under here, they've got this actually clearance behind the flare.
Yeah.
So with a plus 40, a 35, 11.5 tire, almost zero trimming whatsoever. Yeah, it'll fit full bump, lock to lock.
It looks really nice, man. It just it looks like it the way it was supposed to.
It does, yeah, they look right. I think Toyota was secretly anticipating us running a 35 on here.
Dude, I agree. What do we have? Dude, these sliders, guys, I have to say, so clean. We've been used to like tubular sliders all along. And when you first see them, you're like, man, can these take all the weight and hit from rocks? And they can't. I'll let Ben talk more about them, but dude, let's talk about these sliders.
Yeah, so this is our steel step slider. So they're very similar to our Land Cruiser and our GX slider. Same frame brackets. We got a nice solid 1/4 inch steel, 3/8 steel frame bracket. And then our shell actually slips over, bolts on. This top plate bolts on. This is powder coated in a super grip. So it's almost like a grip tape powder coating.
Love it.
Super good step, gives you access up to the rack, very slip resistant. Also, that's easy to pull off, get it recoated if it ever wears out, which is cool. This is a full slider. It will take the full hits. It will take the full weight of the vehicle on a rock. It is intended to be abused.
What did you do for your rear coil in order to match the front?
Yeah, so rear coil we're still kind of playing with. We've added a lot of extra weight back here with the bumper and the drawers. So we're actually running an Icon coil spring out of for a Sequoia.
Oh, sick.
Yeah, so that got it up, leveled it out. We've lowered the front down a little bit to match the rear. We're probably only sitting at about a 2-inch lift over stock right now.
Nice, man. Before we get to the back, which is the interesting part of this, what I would say is the most interesting part.
Yeah, I'll show you the rack, what we got on
talk,
top.
Yeah, roof rack.
So we've got a Westcott Designs roof rack. This is their Low Pro 4Runner. Actually looks killer on this platform, super slim. We've got our Baja Designs XL Sport linkables, 7 lights across there. Westcott makes these super cool brackets, very solid light bar, and no wind noise really.
Dude, I'm digging it.
Yeah. So
love it.
S2 Sports on the side for the scene lighting. We made these aimable brackets so you can point them. So that worked out cool. Agency 6 grab handles. Got some front runner gear on the roof, their waterproof bags, some of their cases. These are the Westcott Molly panels.
This is the one thing I love about 4Runners is being able to do this and like
yeah, it looks super clean. Yeah, and how he does them, you lose a little storage with not having the big, but even without gear on it, it looks killer.
Now for the moment, I've been dying to show you guys the descent rear bumper, man. You're killing it, man. And I'm so happy to be able to showcase this to our viewers and see what it's made of. Do you mind showing us around?
Yeah, so this one's pretty cool. Honestly, all 3 of these platforms, Land Cruiser GX, have almost the same frame in the rear. But this platform, the 4Runner in general, was honestly the most aftermarket friendly aesthetically. It just had really nice lines to follow. So starting on the side, you can see, first off, I want to point out the welds you can expect with the Descent Off-Road products. But we took basically that factory line with this step up and we cut it right there and we matched that with this rear bumper wing. That really slims it up. That also cuts a lot of weight off of this bumper. And I think it came out killer. We've got this line here that matches with the flare. That line kind of matches with that body line. This uses our modular swing outs that again are the same swing outs that we use on multiple platforms. The other thing I would like to point out is all of our factory safety features function. So parking sensors get relocated, blind spot monitors, we provide brackets to relocate those up here higher. Everything functions, lane keep, radars, as intended from the factory. We've got our ladder accessory here. So this is meant to be a ladder, but also something you can mount things to. You still have access, you can get up here. We've got an Agency 6 handle. So you can still step up, climb up and down that. Got our power tank mounted to it. So you can see we got holes everywhere, so you can really bolt things just about wherever you want.
That is not a little ladder. That is
Not
a
little
beefy ladder.
It is a beefy ladder. Show you, we'll open this up, show you what we got going back here, and then inside we got something pretty special.
Guys, one thing that I want to point out is the smoothness and the beauty behind these latches. Like, we've tested out a lot of latches with these swing outs, and nothing compares to the way that Descent built these. How easy they just lock in. It makes it so user friendly.
Yeah, I know, we're pretty proud of those. We've been running this version for about 7 years. Not made a single change. We probably got tens of thousands of these arms out there and not a single failure with this latch system. But again, yeah, like you said, it's intended to be slam shut and you're open, you're closed, so super easy. So the ladder, we've got these mounts that mount behind the ladder that let us mount accessories too. So we've got a built right bag. Actually, this is their waterproof, water resistant Molly bag. We got some recovery gear, Agency 6 gear in there. You can run a fuel can or a water can back here, but also that still lets you maintain use of that ladder, which is pretty cool. And we've got the table on the back, flips up, and full adjustment of the tire mount, tire carrier. You can angle it, whatever. But yeah, let's show you what we got inside.
Let's see.
So anyone that's been following our stuff for a while knows we run the air down, gear up drawer systems. We love them. One of our favorites on the market. We got them in multiple rigs. This is one of the first. So we drove right to air down, gear up before the expo. They installed this one in, and we are stoked with how it turned out.
I love this setup.
It's pretty cool. So this is their low pro system. So because of the hybrid, that's raised. So this is about, I think about three and a half, don't quote me on that, 3.5 inches lower than the other system. So that gives us a much more usable platform, much more usable sleep platform. We've got lots of storage in here. We've got their pull-out table. We've got that on both sides. We've got it packed full with camping gear. Let me show you, you can stay there. I'm gonna fold this sleeper platform up because this is pretty special. So there's their single sleeper. This can actually be configured to have a full sleeper, but it maintains your second row.
Dude, that's amazing, guys.
Super quick, super simple, super easy. They've got these sweet little brackets that clip into
These are legit, dude.
to the car seat clips, and that is what your sleeper platform is supported on when we fold it out. And it's literally as simple as that. Throw your pad down, you're ready to sleep.
And I've heard that not only you can have one, but you can have two, so you can sleep.
Correct, yep.
You know,
So mine actually, this one, they started with the other one, so about 2 to 5 minutes, we can convert this to a double sleeper.
Dude, that's amazing. What a setup. You don't have to worry about a tent. You can literally sleep inside your rig, crank the windows down, pump the AC if you want.
Yeah, I've been sleeping in the Land Cruiser for the last year and a half for all my trips, and it's hard to beat, especially when you get some weather.
Hell yeah, dude.
They've also utilized this cubby. So that's like the fact that it had a storage door on it. We pulled that out.
I was so interested when I first saw the 4Runner, when Toyota revealed it, so interested to see how a company was gonna work around that. Because you have the hybrid battery down there, that creates this gap.
Yep.
And to see how this works, I really dig being able to just have things here.
Yeah, it's perfect for chairs, things you want to get to quickly, easily. There's also a cubby behind the seats we can't see right now, but they've changed the frame, moved it back so we can actually get to that factory cubby as well, which is cool. But yeah, keeping your sweatshirts, your raincoats, your chairs right there. You literally just open the hatch, it's there. And then we've got different colors. We did this just for the show, but they've got the black pull-out table as well. Also, with the lack of tailgate on all of these newer platforms, obviously the 4Runner's not really had one, but on the Land Cruiser, they switched from a tailgate to a hatch. So having this is kind of takes the place of a tailgate.
Dude, and these are rated to be pretty good. I mean, I know these tables are 25 pounds.
Yeah, I put stoves, gear, sandwiches. I don't think you'd want to sit on them, but...
and these are 200 pounds.
Correct, yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's a solid system. Get everything you need in it and still have good cargo space inside. Super high quality stuff. They 3D print all of these handles, all of the table, like everything they make is right there in-house. We got the privilege of watching them, watching how they were built over this last week, and it's pretty cool to see.
It's great to see great companies coming together and being able to put it all together for the community. It's awesome, man.
Yes, sir.
Ben, thank you so much for your time.
Yeah,
man.
appreciate it.
You killed it.
Thank you, appreciate it.
All right, up next, we're here with Dwight and Mountain Yotas.
What's up, brother?
Dude, Dwight, you guys absolutely killed it with this 4Runner. I want to know everything about it. Let's start from the front. make our way to the back.
I appreciate that very much, and I'm happy to show it off, man. A lot of this is just custom fabricated at Mountain Yota's, our shop in Colorado. This bumper is really just like an art piece, right? This is called the UFO runner, so we went with an alien theme on the whole thing. We have some great fabricators at the shop, and this was done by our young gun Kyler, who's really, he's just an artist with metal. So this looks more like an alien bumper than anything I could possibly imagine. Of course, we're rocking Baja Designs lights on there, super winch, synthetic 10K, and it's solid axle swap. So while we're up in the front, that is a trail gear kit. It's basically true to Toyota all the way through. So underneath this, it's like a third gen Tacoma, basically. We have hydro assist steering with a bash guard on there too that we made customs. This thing's just a beast, man. We've been kind of backburning the build forever.
How long did it take you guys to build this?
It's probably got 1,000 man hours into it, honestly, and it's
That's
been 3
crazy.
years that we've been working on it.
Is it safe to say that it's done, or you still have more things to do to it?
It's done. We just have to put limit straps on it. Really, if we wanted to jump it, you'd have to do that for sure. I'm not planning on that. But,
What do we have here on the engine bay? I see you got a supercharger.
So yeah, we swapped it and we kept it a 3.4, but we found a junkyard motor because I bought this for like $3,000. That's the new Magnuson. All you have to do is slap that on there. It's like $4 grand. It's great. It's plenty of power. It's not fast, but
Were you guys able to put it on a dyno and see what it's pulling?
not yet, dude. I don't know. It's probably making like a whopping 130 horsepower or something like that to the wheels. It's not, you know, there's
yeah.
a lot of torque.
It's torquey. It's
Yep.
torquey, and that's what you want, right?
Yep.
'Cause were you going like raw crawler?
100%. Yep. I mean, there's a steering stabilizer. It's hydro assist, so it's like, you know, you could drive it at 60 and be okay, but it's not going to be comfortable to drive on the highway whatsoever. So,
Dude, what hurdles did you guys have putting in this new engine?
I mean, nothing really, honestly. On an engine swap like this, they're pretty straightforward. It only takes us 10 hours, believe it or not, on the 3.4s on third gen 4Runners. It's one of our favorite things to do is work on these third gen 4Runners. So, dude, like, it's so straightforward. It's the easiest engine swap we do. The coolest thing that we did, though, that did give us trouble are these upper shock mounts. So they're killer. They have alien hieroglyphics cut into them, which came from the art wrap. This art wrap was done by AI, and we wanted to do like UFO style stuff, and so it gave us like an ancient alien kind of vibe on everything. And then we integrated that into the metal artwork, which again Kyler Jecker did.
Looks like petroglyphs. Like,
Yeah, dude.
dude, that is
It's
so
killer.
sick. That is creativity, my friend.
100%. And then that's tied into the crossbar up here. That's really just a strength thing. So the crossbar that's in the engine bay there just attaches to
Just
those.
making everything just more rigid.
It also looks
all
good.
around.
The other cool thing under the hood that you have to see is the brake kit. So hydro brake setup, and that is like a straight up rock buggy kind of deal. I've never seen it done on a third gen 4Runner. Dustin experimented with it, and just so happened that it fit. It all lined up, and
You're making it work.
we got lucky on it, honestly.
Dude, that's right. What size tires and wheels are these?
Those are 17-inch method wheels. It's a beadlock in a -44, which we really wanted to do to fit these 37s appropriately. I usually won't recommend going to super negative offsets because it's, you know, gonna wreak
Yeah,
hell.
that's crazy. I did not know these are 37s because of the lift the vehicle has.
Yeah.
It makes these 37s look small.
It really does, man. If we would have done like a 1-ton swap on this, I'd put 40s on it in a heartbeat. But with the trail gear kit,
I
it's
think
kind
it's
of
perfect.
like,
I think it's where it needs to be.
yeah, I think it looks pretty good, man.
I used to have those wheels. The -44 offset on these is wild.
Yeah,
Freaking crazy.
That's my favorite wheel.
How much
that
it
method.
pokes.
It pokes a lot.
Yeah. Sliders, I'm guessing you guys fabricated that as well.
Yeah.
Super clean.
We just
all
left
around.
them raw too, so we actually had this out and we had to scrape off some rust before the show. We haven't painted it, coated it, powder coated, nothing like that. But yeah, Kyler did those as well, and it's really kind of alien looking rock sliders, just fits the rest of the build. He has a very unique knack for rock sliders specifically. He's made a ton of sets of rock sliders, and they're just custom one-offs. You'll never see those on another build again. And then,
Dude, let's talk about this farming toys that are going. What is this?
well, we had to have a cow getting sucked up by a light beam under there because what UFO is complete without a cow getting taken up into the probe machine, huh?
Dude, you got A for creativity, man. Dude, that is rad. That is rad. I love it. And where did the whole UFO thing come? You said AI, but what did you put in a prompt? Like, how did this all happen?
So Nick at Pureblind Wraps and Graphics, he's really like a tattoo artist for vehicles. He's done a whole bunch of our stuff, and he just pitched it to me. He was like, do you want to do an ancient alien theme on the 4Runner? And I said, perfect, we'll call it the UFO Runner. He really adopted like the AI trend early for artists. You know, purists don't like it, but he's really embraced it. It's
Dude,
so
I think
dope.
he killed it, and he was able to not only mix the AI side, but his creativity on it, and
Yeah,
your
man.
guys' work as well.
I appreciate it, dude. We backed after this.
Yeah, so I really want to geek out back here. What's going on? Is it 3-linked, 4-linked?
So it's reverse triangulated 4-link, and it's got a Toyota 875 rear axle from a Tacoma. And we cut the frame off
way.
right there and moved it all the way back. And in order to do a 4-link kit like this and get these 18-inch double stack coilovers in there with the hydro bumps, we had to build a cage on the inside. So those shocks go all the way up through the body into the cage behind it.
Dude.
This is all integrated right into the frame because we cut the frame in half.
This is insane. Don't miss this. The exhaust coming out through the side there, dude, what a
Yeah.
nice touch.
We did side dumps on it. There's the bed cage, and there's a
no
15-gallon fuel
way.
cell. And you can kind of see the side dumps coming through. If the smoke clears, you'll be able to see them a little easier.
Dude, this is sick. What size of fuel cell is this?
That's 15 gallons from Fuel Safe Systems. They're killer. They do a lot of Ultra 4 trucks and Baja trucks and stuff. We just have some tin work to do back here. It's going to be really, really rowdy. And
So the list never ends. You thought you were ready, but here you
Well,
are listing a couple more things.
I know. I think I could keep going on and on too. And as we walk around, I keep thinking about stuff like, oh, I forgot to mention this on the front end, and this and this and this. There's so much done on this 4Runner.
Well, this is a work of art, right? Like vehicles
Straight up.
become a white canvas, right? when
Straight
you
up.
first get them, whether they're brand new, whether they're used, whatever the story might be.
Yeah, man.
And then you adding your story to it, and you visualizing it, and having goals on it. You
It's
get
the coolest
stuff
thing.
like this.
It's the only way, in my opinion, to have like a 100% unique vehicle, and it's my favorite way to do it.
Hell yeah,
So
dude.
if you can spend a little bit more going fully custom, super rad.
That's rad. Dwight, if I can get you over here, we're gonna actually present to you with a trophy. But real quick, before we do, if someone was just getting into this hobby, whether it's bolt-on stuff or full fabrication, someone that's whether just starting out, what would you recommend?
Man, do what makes sense to you. Start slow. Really focus on functionality. So my biggest, piece of advice to anybody getting into off-roading and overlanding is don't always do the cheap thing. If you have to wait a little bit longer to save up to get something that you know is going to be more functional in the long run, that's always going to be a good decision instead of wasting money, on little things that you know are not going to, reach that end goal. So if that takes a little longer to do, so be it. You'll always be happier with that decision. So being patient.
Hell yeah,
That's a big
dude.
thing.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
We have one last thing. Today we have a special guest. Pro Olympic skateboarder Heimana Reynolds is here to present to you with our trophy.
Hey, Mana.
Congratulations, brother. This thing is
Appreciate
amazing.
Hell yeah. Thank you very much.
Heimana is a big fan of 4Runners. He has had a couple himself.
Oh, shit.
You've made it to third place, my man. Yota Force
Oh,
and
this
Grip
is
Royale
dope.
steering wheel. Congrats,
This is
dude.
dope.
Hell yeah.
Thank you so much, guys.
Hell
I
yeah.
appreciate it. Shout out Yota Force, the OG right here, man. The Tacoma Beast. Appreciate y'all.
Hell yeah, dude. Congrats.
This has to be on this.
Yeah.
This is dope.
Oh, that would be sick.
It's going on this.
Hell yeah.
Well, who's
dude.
one and two?
You're gonna have to wait for the video and watch. All right, guys. Up next, we're here with Mike, the man, the myth, the legend, last line of the fence. How's it going, dude? How are you?
Man, how you been, Mateo?
Dude, here we are again for how many years consecutively?
I feel like we've known each other for like 6 years, maybe,
Dude.
something like that.
It's been a wild ride, huh?
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about what you do. Who's Mike?
Yeah, I'm Mike. I guess people know me. I run a little YouTube channel about off-road adventure, building up rigs, preparedness, that kind of stuff. But a lot of people know me for my Tacoma, my third gen Tacoma, really. And this is kind of an ode to the third gen,
Dude,
the OG
it
third
looks
gen.
a lot like it, dude.
I kind of wanted to build it in a similar fashion to the third gen, so I don't know, kind of a throwback to the OG Tacoma.
Crazy story, guys, is you actually just came out of an accident with this thing.
Yeah, well, accident a while back. Yeah, I got basically small fender bender, but just kind of destroyed the whole front end here, and it was like $8,000 in damages just in like the front corner panel. So
you took something that was a problem and turned it into an opportunity.
yeah, it was a nice opportunity to just go straight to the bumper and the rest of the armor at that point. So it was a pain, but it worked out.
Hell yeah, dude. So talking about this bumper, what do we have here? This is a C4
Yeah.
full, what do they call it?
Yeah, full hoop, full guard, whatever. Yeah, so this bumper actually comes in a few options. You can get it with no hoop, low hoop, mid hoop. But I live in the mountains of Colorado. I like knowing that I could hit a deer or a person or whatever and be fine. You know, just kind of keep going. So protect the radiator and all the crucial components. That's like kind of a big aspect of the builds I do. I just want to be able to keep going, basically.
Dude, and everything you do sort of has a purpose, right?
Yeah.
It's not just doing it for show. Like, I know you're going out there, you're using it, and I'm really stoked to kind of see the back of your rig, because I know a lot of the stuff that you use this truck for is out there in the back.
Yeah, absolutely. I try to put a lot of thought in my build. You know, I try to make them look good, obviously, because looking good is the most important thing. But a lot of function. I've built a lot of rigs over the years, spent a lot of night under the stars, so I know what works for me and what I like, and so I can kind of get a new platform and get it dialed in pretty quickly. So this is kind of the culmination of the last decade of camping out of my rig that kind of just makes sense.
Sick, dude.
Yeah.
I see you have a come-up winch. What is it rated for?
This is the 10S in here, synthetic line, all that stuff. These are great winches with the Agency 6 shackle on the front. So that's, you know, I use that as much to just like pull my tractor out when I get it stuck on my property as I do off-road. So again, kind of a dual purpose thing where I can use it locally, or I can use it to self-recover or recover people out on the trail. So I always throw winches on vehicles whenever I can.
Sick, man. What are you doing for lighting?
Yeah, so lighting, it's mostly KC all around. There's a Heretic? I was like brain fart. What
I
that
always
is.
say Heretic.
Heretic, there we go. So a Heretic light bar up front, and everything else is KC pretty much around the bumpers and everything. So we got the Flex Era 3s. These are the DOT SAE, so they're just wired into my factory fog switch, but then they're like dual output, so they can get brighter with
And you won't be blinding anyone on the road.
Yeah, they have a really nice cutoff, and I have them kind of angled out wider, so when I'm driving down the road, I kind of extend my vision out in the shoulder.
See deers if there's any.
Yeah, you know, again, all functional. So that's the setup. I have some rock lights, like up top, actually rock lights on top, and light bar. And
is that a new roof rack from up top? That design is super slick.
Yeah, so that's the up top Kilo roof rack up there. So super slick, super modular setup up there.
Sick, man. How are you liking the Alpha X headlights?
These are good. I had the poverty spec headlights on here. That's what I do a lot of times. I'll buy a cheaper truck. So this is a TRD off-road, so I don't go for the TRD Pro or the Trail Hunter or whatever, because I know I'm just gonna rip everything off and throw it all back, like throw new stuff all back on. So these were a nice upgrade, both aesthetically and, you know, functionally from my stock cheaper headlights, and I think they look great.
Let's talk suspension, wheels, and tires.
Yeah,
what are you rocking?
I balled out a little bit on the suspension. I have a lot of build partners, so Icon hooked me up with this setup, but they're the CDEV, so they're like electronically controlled suspension. They take calculations, whatever, 1,000 times per second, and adjust the valving and the flow rates and everything. There's a little app on your phone, so I can go softer or harder. I can help with brake dive. I can help with body roll, and basically tune all that stuff through the app. I usually just put it to full soft.
That's crazy.
Honestly.
I actually saw that when it was like in the developing stages, and it's so awesome to see that it's out now.
It's great. Yeah, it's full Icon, so upper control arms. The lower control arms are factory, but we have upgraded radius arms in the rear and everything, and I've been real happy with it. It's been a solid setup. Yeah.
Sick. I'm loving your RRW wheels. What offset did you go with? I love geeking out lately with offset, because with the new Tacomas, since they track so wide,
Yeah.
you know, you gotta, from stock, like from factory, you're getting positive 55 offset. You know, with third gens, we're used to hitting negative 25, negative 35 offset in some occasions.
Yeah, exactly.
Right now
so,
we're having
going
to deal
from
with
negative
positive.
to positives. Yeah. So I think these are positive 25, 17-inch by 8s, speed locks, obviously.
On
like
37.
Real bead locks, yeah. So 37, 1250 Toyo MTs. This is kind of a dedicated trail rig for me. I really like the AT3s for like on-road snow performance, kind of a good balance. But this is mostly gonna see rocks and stuff, so it has the MTs on here.
What do we have for sliders, man?
Sliders, yeah, sliders and skids are both C4. This has kind of got the whole C4 package going on. So this is all new. Like, I look like a poser. I promise I'm not. maybe a little bit, but no, I'm not opposed. But these all just got put on a couple weeks ago, so I haven't even wheeled it yet.
It's
since.
perfect. Like if we look underneath here, it's like mint.
Yeah, I know. It's a shame. Like it's a shame.
No
I thought
scratches.
about like getting a rock or something and like dinging it up, but yeah, sliders and skids from C4. And yeah, so far they're great. They got little grippy guys here for getting in and out, and I'm only assuming that they'll provide great protection because C4 makes solid stuff, but I haven't fact checked it myself yet.
Hell yeah. Dude, I love, like, one of the things from your builds is how you build the rear end.
That booty, yeah.
You always go ham on the rear end, dude. Like, I feel like whether it's the bed rack or working with Diamondback, right?
Yeah, Diamondback.
I love the setups you got. So what bed rack did you decide to go with?
Yeah, so this is the up top full height bed rack on the rear end. And the rear end of the truck, like for a truck and SUV too, like when you're camping a lot, this is where you're spending most of the time when you're setting up camp or cooking food or whatever, tailgates the table. So like I feel like there's a lot, I focus a lot on the back of the vehicle because the front's like bumper light winch. The rear is like where you can kind of do any number of things. But yeah, this one, sometimes I'll run a low height bed rack and a shorter tent that folds out or whatever. I'm actually doing a thing this year, it got sidetracked a little bit, where I just wanted to test out a bunch of rooftop tents. So I said, I'll go for the full height rack so I can run any tent that's nice and long up here. So we went full height so I could run any tent.
How many tents have you tested so far? Is this the first one?
Well, I got into an accident. I did so it got derailed a little bit. This is the third tent for the year I'm testing, so I'm a little behind schedule. But
that
this is
three tents in 1 year. That's pretty good.
Yeah, hopefully I have a few more lined up through the rest of the year. But yeah, this is a top oak Galaxy Pro that I just put on. And then yeah, I can accessorize it a bit. Max Tracks I use all the time. A lot of times I live in a snowy area, so it's just helping recover other people. They're leveling the truck out or whatever. And then roto packs and then a Agency 6 shovel back there.
Mike, with all this weight, did you do anything with the coils to kind of keep it leveled?
Yeah, so the coils are actually, I pulled off of my Tundra. So I have Tundra rear coils, so OEM Tundra rear coils on the rear of the Tacoma.
And they'll hold all this up, obviously.
Yeah, they fit right up. It gives it a pretty good, it gives it like a 2 to 3 inch lift, which matches the front end of the truck. I think it's a 2.5 inch lift in the front. So I like keeping a little bit of rake in the truck when it's unloaded. Well, I mean, it's got all this stuff, but I don't have a bunch of stuff in the truck. So that way, once it settles a little bit, I don't like a squatted truck. I'm just not into that. So yeah, I like to keep a little rake. But yeah, the rear shocks and radius arms and everything are part of that whole Icon kit, but the springs are from a Tundra, just OEM Tundra springs.
Dude, what did you do for your rear bumper?
Yeah, so the rear bumper also C4 fabrication. This is one that just kind of bolts right up, but it's nice. It retains all the factory sensors, blind spot monitor, parking sensors. You get reverse lights, license plate, everything. You keep the factory hitch. I've seen some of the high clearance bumpers now kind of coming out from some companies that I almost always run high clearance, and eventually probably I will on this one. But a lot of them, with how the 4th gen's frame and hitch is now, a lot of them you got to just chop the hitch off, which I don't love doing.
Did your truck come with this button?
No, poverty truck, man. No, I don't have the button. But actually, it's kind of nice. A tailgate, I just want to open and close, man. Like why do I want to hit a button and wait 10 seconds for the tailgate? It's
interesting.
I'm not about that life.
Dude, I've learned to love it.
Yeah.
Like now that I can anticipate it, it's kind of like
like I had it on my Tundra, and sometimes if I'm carrying stuff and I can like hit it and go around and like I get it, and I don't know, there's pros and cons.
Okay, now since we're diving into this, what are your thoughts on the 4th gen overall?
4th gen's way better, dog. It's So
3rd gens have the transmission issue, like chasing
hunting
gears.
for gears, lack of power. I had no issues with the 3rd gen, like reliability wise, no issues. It was just a dog. Interiors of the 4th gen, I like way more. Powers of the 4th gen, I like way more. I like the aesthetics of the 4th gen more. That's controversial, and just
I love that.
Yeah, I think the aesthetics I think it's so good. Yeah, but like reliability, probably not. But
oh, you think these are not going to be as reliable?
Well, it's according to what I see on the internet. Anyway.
That's the beginning stages though. They just developed it, so
Yeah.
I'm putting my money on Toyota. I think they're going to kill it.
No, like I haven't had any issues. I haven't had a single issue yet.
Mike, I have a gift for you. But before we give that gift, there's one more question I have for you. I'm just interested to know what this big case is here and what you use it for.
Yeah, I'll show you real quick. Actually, it's not like fully done. I had this idea where I just kind of wanted to mount a case on the side.
It's huge. When we first saw it, I was like, I want to know what's in there.
Yeah, so it's not rifles. This is this Pelican Vault V800 double rifle case, but I kind of built like a kitchen out of it.
Oh,
so,
whoa.
like I have this kind of set up.
Sick. I knew something special was in there.
Yeah, so this is, you know, kind of adjustable for height and whatnot. And it's not fully done, but I like having, you know, like a table, prep stuff on, have a stove that just is ready to go at all times. So
Dude, this is rad.
Yeah, and then this just hooks right up. I got a propane tank hard mounted to the bed of the truck, and yeah, that's the setup.
Let's come on to the back so we can give you your gift. All right, Mike, something new that we're doing this year is we're having Olympic pro skateboarder Heimana Reynolds introduce the trophy for us.
And one of the best looking guys I've ever seen in my life, might I add.
Dude, congratulations, man. This thing is insane. First of all, before I present this thing is so rad. I love how aesthetically pleasing it is, but then diving in and listening to you talk about it and like really like looking at all the bumpers and the sliders and the tires and the suspension, you really know that this thing can handle. So that's really cool, but check this thing out.
Heimana actually had a chance to drive the 4th Gen out in Montana.
Yeah.
And
I love it.
Congrats, Mike.
Congratulations, brother.
Oh, dude.
So you got 2nd place, man.
Appreciate
Top 5.
it. And if you ain't first, you're last, but I appreciate the second. No, I'm just
dude.
kidding.
Hell yeah, my
Thanks,
man.
that is sick, man.
Congrats, dude.
All right, I appreciate it. Thanks, brother.
So you can put it on the truck. I would probably not do that because you're gonna miss out on the buttons
you
right
know,
now.
I like all the buttons, but I'll put it up on the wall.
Hell yeah, dude. That's
Thanks,
rad.
dude.
Congrats,
Awesome.
Mike.
Well, thanks for
having you,
me
dude.
on.
Hell yeah. All right, guys, and for the last build on our list, we have Ben here with his 2025 LX700H. How's it going, man?
Good to see you again.
Dude, Ben, you made it to the list twice this year.
I know, awesome, exciting.
Dude, and you deserve it, especially with this build, man. This thing is insane. It's definitely turning heads here at the expo, and I want to know everything about it. We'll start in the front, make our way to the back, but before, I want to know a little bit about you, man.
Yeah.
What do you do, and what inspired you to start on this platform?
Yeah, so I own Descent Off-Roader in Northern California up near Tahoe. We have a full manufacturing facility. We do everything in-house, all of the bumper, the armors, we do powder coating, everything there. And we also do full vehicle builds. So this is a pretty cool platform. Basically, the differences here on the 600 versus 700 is the hybrid. And also the over trail package. So we got factory front and rear lockers and a center diff. So this is locked with
factory front and rear lockers. I did not know that.
Yes, so very capable right off the bat. But yeah, let's start by showing what we've done to it. So we have 2 different versions of this armor. So we've got our high clearance that comes way up here, and then this is kind of a more low pro OEM plus look. This is a twin turbo V6, which means our intercoolers are at each corner. So we really focus on maintaining kind of the aesthetic, but also the airflow. So we have these air scoops here that help get the airflow up into the intercoolers. So we're actually getting a little more flow than the factory. We run our triple Baja Designs SAE fog lights. That's wired right into our factory fog lights. Maintain all the factory safety features, parking sensors, radar, all of that is maintained. We've got an S8 30-inch bar, come up, 12K winch tucked inside there with our Agency 6 shackle. When we do these custom builds, we like to tie in some of the colors and things. Got the gloss trim from the factory, so we custom coated the Agency 6 gear in the gloss black and then had it laser engraved after just to kind of tie that gloss and matte scheme together.
Dude, front's looking really nice. Let's talk suspension, wheels, and tires.
So suspension, actually this is equipped with an active height control, so it's a hydraulic suspension. We have not changed that. So we have put 74 well portals on here. That is where our lift is coming from. And we'll show you, it's a pretty cool setup. So this is sitting probably in high 1. This will go down about 1.5 inches lower and also up another 1.5 inches to 2 inches higher with the push of a button. It also adjusts for the gear you have in the back. So if we load the back down, it'll automatically keep this thing level all the time. So pretty cool system.
We actually had a chance to ride with Ben in this Lexus, and everything he just mentioned about the suspension with the portals, this thing rides like I want to say like a Cadillac, but it rides like a Lexus.
It feels like it's from the factory.
It rides like a Lexus.
Rides like a Lexus.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, and the powertrain, so it's a twin turbo 6 hybrid. I think it's about 480 horsepower, about 580, somewhere around there, foot-pounds. So it gets up and goes. We've got the twin snorkels.
Scoots for sure.
Scoots for sure. You guys got to hear all the turbo noises coming from the air intake, so that's pretty cool.
Sounds so cool.
And then onto the wheels, so we fitted wheels and tires. We fitted a 37 12.5 Nitto trail grappler. This is on an 18-inch wheel. And it's an Icon Recon in a plus 40 offset. And then we've also added these carbon flares in a plus 50 millimeter to account for the width gained from the 74 weld portals. So this gives it a real nice OEM flush look.
Dude, let's talk about these two snorkels. I know a lot of people have been asking you about these.
Yeah, so we built all of these custom in-house. So we 3D scan the truck. We basically pull the fender, we do it with a scan with the fenders on. Pull the fenders off, scan all the internals. We've got full, you can't see it, but we've got a full aluminum ducting inside this fender. That's a pretty large chamber, so we do make sure, before we did the snorkels, we hooked up our scan tools, we took it for drive, we tested the airflow, the intake temps, made sure we were improving that versus restricting it. We got better intake temps, better airflow through those intakes. And then it's because of it's a twin turbo, we've got an intake on both sides. So these are both functional. It's an aluminum duct here, and then we just have a silicone elbow from our aluminum duct to tie it into the factory airbox.
That is clean work, man. So it's all coming in through here, guys. That's amazing.
Yeah, other than that, under the hood, we've got our Bantam X mounted here. This came out pretty clean. This is actually just tied in around. So made the bracket to mount it over our hybrid stuff here. And then that powers all of our Baja Designs lights kind of around the whole truck. We've ran our winch wires all the way up. So there's no 12-volt circuits really under the hood. You got a few low amp circuits at the fuse box, but we ran that all the way up from the battery in the back to give us a high amp 12-volt circuit under the hood to tie our winch into.
What do you have for sliders?
Sliders, yeah, sliders can be tricky on these. So with the active height control, we've got all of our hydraulic valves and globes underneath here mounted to the frame. So there's not a lot of frame access. While it is possible to mount sliders to the frame, it's not ideal. So we've actually attached these to the body. We've been running them this way for a while now and testing them out. We've beat them up pretty hard, and they are fully attached. They run the full length of that pinch weld. We've got like 18 bolts in it all the way across. But also we were able to raise this up. So we cut the plastic trim, get this all the way up to the door. So we're gaining about 4 inches of clearance from most traditional sliders on the bottom here.
Dude, it's insane how close it is. Like, it just fits perfectly, dude.
Yeah.
Have you had a chance to wheel it yet?
I have, yep. We've.
How does it handle? With the
handles
portals
great.
and everything, it must be
handles
wild.
great. It is. It doesn't feel like it should do as well as it does, just with how good it drives on the highway, yeah.
Dude, and it still looks clean. It still looks like the way it should, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
What do we have for roof rack, Ben?
So roof rack is ours. So it's an off-road aluminum roof rack. We do it a little different than most. We got kind of that chamfered profile. So it's actually, it's much more solid. We can see a little better on that side, but you really, there's just no movement in this rack.
That's going nowhere.
And then the LX 700, 600 have a factory roof rail and no bolt points for the rack. So we've, can't really see them up under here, but we fabricated a custom clamp mechanism that actually clamps around that rail. So this is a no drill roof rack. You don't have to drop the headliner like most of the others out there. And then on the rack, we've got our Rome awning. This is the 180. A cool touch I didn't realize was gonna happen, but the S2 Sports have a gloss bezel on them. So those tied in real nicely to the gloss there.
Did you do anything for coils in the back? It's not that heavy. Did you have to change anything?
No, so all we've done on the suspension is the Icon billet lower control arms, and that's just a strength upgrade, but also allows us to push the axle back to better fit the tires with minimal trimming. And then we did the Icon billet uppers, but the factory shocks, the hydraulics, you can actually kind of see in here, we've got the hydraulic line going right in. Other than that, the shock looks similar to a traditional shock. It compensates for the weight. So as we add the weight, it keeps it at that height that sensor's telling it to keep it at all times. So
if you were to upgrade the suspension, would you lose out on that like awesome
You cannot upgrade the suspension on these ones.
Really?
Yeah. So that system is tied into every computer on the vehicle. So when you put your multi-terrain select on, when you put it in rock mode, it's changing the dampening, changing the ride. You can put it in a sport mode, so it corners better. So when you change your drive modes, it's changing how that shock is handling the terrain. So honestly, it's a pretty impressive system. Lexus put billions of dollars into developing it. there's not really an aftermarket suspension that's going to be better. The downside to that suspension is you can't lift it. So while you have the button to raise it and lower it, it automatically lowers when you get up to a certain speed, so you can't keep it at that height. So with the portals, we're running this in normal mode, so the truck thinks it's at stock height, and we got all of our lift from the portals. So we're able to maintain that, but also make it look killer, gain all that clearance and all the benefits of the portal while maintaining all the benefits of the
Are you selling it? Because I want it.
We keep getting asked that. Anything's for sale at the right price, right?
Hell yeah, dude. Dude, this thing is rad. Let's talk rear bumper, man. It's very hard to find weld lines this solid, dude. How much time do you guys spend on like?
Yeah, a lot. So when I
perfecting
started it, I did it all myself, and I always took a ton of pride in my welds. So almost welded myself into a corner. It made it very difficult to expand and bring welders on that could do the same. So most of the welders I brought on, I trained a long time to get them where we wanted them. So we're fortunate to have, we don't have a huge team of welders. We only got 3, but they're very good. They know what they're doing. This is aluminum. So those are all TIG welded. All our steel's MIG welded. The aluminum, so this is a hybrid. So the center section's steel, recovery points are steel, and then the wings are aluminum to save some weight there. But yeah, we spend a lot of time. We actually have, we welded, this is all welded by hand, so all of our, this is more of a custom job. We don't offer these for sale to the general public, so this only can be done at our shop if we're building the truck. Just the complexity of this platform, of the safety systems, integrating it into that, it's not very easy to do. So we're really the only ones doing it on these platforms right now.
Anything else that you plan to do to it in the future?
Yeah, I'll show you. I mean, mainly we got to build out the interior. So we've added some kingpin lights up here. These, believe it or not, for a $120,000 SUV still do not have a light on the hatch from the factory, which is wild. So I do need to keep the third row. So we're going to try to work with Air Down Gear Up and make like a quick release drawer fridge system to go on top of one of these seats. So I think that'll be pretty cool. So that'll be the next step.
I am honestly surprised, guys, with the space you have back here. It's very limited, but that's an awesome challenge to figure out, which you already are. Like, look at this fridge. It fits perfectly back here.
Yeah, we ordered 4 or 5 cheap fridges off Amazon right before Colorado to find something we could put back. So it doesn't have much room, but you can fit some drinks and a sandwich.
So new this year, Ben, we're handing out trophies.
Awesome.
And we also have a special guest with us today. He's a pro Olympic skateboarder, Heimana Reynolds, and he's here today. Heimana, what do you think of this build, man?
This thing is insane, man. I'm like looking at this thing and I hear you talk about the Rubicon. I'm like, I know damn well this thing will work on the Rubicon, but I do not want to see it touch any of those big rocks, dude.
Right.
This thing's a tank.
Right.
Oh yeah, dude.
But dude, congratulations.
Wow.
This thing's a beast.
So you won first place, Ben.
Oh man.
Congrats, dude.
That's awesome,
and,
man.
That's I would not tell you to put it on this beauty, so it would be, I think, for a wall. But
nice, yeah. We'll hang it up in the shop and we'll tag you, post where we
hell
put
yeah,
it. I'm
dude.
excited,
Congrats, man. I know how hard you work, dude. You can see it in your work.
Appreciate it. I appreciate you guys.
I don't know if we want to tease the viewers, but you want to tease them on the project we got going on?
We can tease them. I'm down to tease them, yeah.
So guys, over the years, I just kept seeing Ben's work just showing up in different vehicles. Like when we go and look at these top 5s, we really put a lot of work into seeing the work that goes into the builds, the quality of the welds, like everything, right? Kind of plays into it. And Ben has been coming up those ranks and you know, it's been awesome to be able to see that and then also want to work with you. Like I've been wanting to work with you for so long and we're making it happen. So it's gonna happen on a 4Runner, my fiance's, and we're gonna surprise her. If there's someone that I trust cutting up a perfectly brand new 6th gen 4Runner is Ben. Just because of how he does the line work and everything. Like, dude, I cannot wait. It's gonna be sick.
I'm excited.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we've always wanted to work with you as well, but
Let's do it.
You've never had a vehicle we offered product for, so now we're good to go.
I mean, next step, I think Ben should really start hitting the Tacoma scene. I think he would kill it. If you guys made it this far, thank you. That was a really hard choice that we had to do with the team. There was a lot of rigs out there, a lot of competition, and I could have not been more stoked with how it all turned out. Really excited that Ben took the win on this one. What a legend. What a way to pay attention to detail in every single angle of everything that he builds on all of his rigs. Super stoked. Thank you for watching. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to smash that like button. If you haven't already done so, make sure to subscribe and we will see you on the next one.